In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to scale a clothing brand in 2025. Now, this is a full-length clothing brand scaling course for absolutely free. And this is the exact process that we've used to scale clothing brands from under 10K a month to over 100K per month. For example, Bodyworks, who we've helped go from 20K a month to over 100K a month. Now, this isn't going to be your basic post on Instagram and hope for the best video. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to scale a clothing brand so you can easily hit consistent 100K months and build a sustainable clothing brand. This video will show you the exact step-by-step process you need so you never have to watch another video on scaling clothing brands again. Let's get into it. All right, so first thing we have is the scale your brand funnel. So really all of this works together. So we have our organic content through Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We have our paid ads, which you can run through Meta, Google, TikTok, and then we have our affiliates. All of this traffic funnels to our website. People either make their first purchase or they sign up for your email list. And then after they sign up for the email or text list, then you're able to nurture them through content. The type of content could be reviews, FAQs, UGC, campaigns. And then these people either make their first purchase or you get repeat customers. Then we continue to upsell, cross-sell. We get reviews and feedback from them. We build that loyalty, which ultimately builds community for the long term. All right, so let's get into some prerequisites before scaling your brand. So one, you need to make sure you have product market fit. Now, what is product market fit? It's basically when you created a product that a specific group of customers desperately wants and will actively choose over all other alternatives. So having a validated product is super important. It's the make or break for your business. So I want you guys to look at these two products, right? We have this flip phone and we have this iPhone. Now, tell me which one you will be willing to buy. It's probably going to be the iPhone if you're running a legit business. The iPhone has so much more capabilities other than just calling people, like 4K videos and photos, FaceTime, streaming videos, music, access to apps, social media, etc. So people pretty much use their iPhones all day, every day for almost everything. It's basically a necessity in 2025. By the way, if you do want some help implementing some of the stuff in this video, you can click the first link in the description to apply for Get Conversions, where I help clothing brands scale past 100K months with done-for-you ads, email and SMS marketing, and retention strategies. So with the flip phone, it has minimal capabilities that no one is asking for. There are a lot of phones out there that are 10 times better that does what the flip phone does plus more. All right, so here's a little note. Having a good product is like having the iPhone in a row full of flip phones. It becomes essential to your customers' lives, solves multiple problems they didn't even know they had, and creates a superior experience that going back to anything else feels impossible. So just like how people use their iPhones for everything from communication to entertainment to business, your clothing should become an integral part of your customers' daily lives when you know product market fit. Customers don't just buy your clothes, they rely on them for confidence, comfort, and self-expression. All right, so here's your product market fit checklist that you want to go through. 1, you have a unique value proposition clearly defined. 2, a specific problem your clothing solves. 3, clear positioning in the market. And 4, customer feedback that validates demand. Now let's get into unique value proposition. Your brand needs a crystal clear answer to why should someone buy from you instead of thousands of other brands. Some examples of strong USPs is Lululemon. They have technical athletic apparel that transitions from workout to lifestyle. Patagonia, sustainable outdoor gear for conscious adventurers. And Gymshark, performance wear designed by lifters for lifters. Okay, so let's talk about how to define yours. Complete this sentence. We're the only clothing brand that ... What makes you different from competitors in your niche? What do customers consistently say about why they chose you? Let me give you an example. Let's say I wanted to create a nature-inspired clothing brand. I could create something like this. We're the only outdoor apparel brand that creates technical gear specifically designed for and by people of color, featuring inclusive sizing, culturally inspired designs, and performance fabrics that work for all skin tones. We are different because it's PLC founded and designed. Inclusive sizing, we have extra small through 5XL, colors that complement all skin tones, cultural pattern integration, and technical outdoor performance. right? So they choose us because we understand their needs, represent their community, and create gear that actually works for their adventures and lifestyle. Okay, so this is just an example of how you can create a unique value proposition for your brand. This is just something that I created on the fly. I did have a nature brand in the past, so I just went off of that. Some red flags: general statements like high quality clothing or affordable fashion. These just aren't unique enough, all right? You got to be more creative here in 2025. So let's talk about the problem your product solves. People don't buy clothing, they buy transformation, i.e., solutions to problems or feelings they want to achieve. Some common clothing problems and desires is confidence. All right, this is a really big one. I want to feel confident and attractive. Convenience, I need versatile pieces that work for multiple occasions. Expression, I want to express my personality, values through my style. Performance, I need clothing that enhances my activities. Comfort, I want to look put together without sacrificing comfort. Let's take a look at this table here. Some of the problems could be women struggle finding professional clothing that are comfortable. All right, and then a solution to that could be work appropriate dresses with stretched fabric and hidden pockets. Here's another example: men's workout clothes don't transition well to casual wear. Athletic wear designed to look good at the gym and grabbing coffee after. Men's streetwear is either too expensive or poor quality. So you could create mid-tier streetwear with premium materials at accessible prices. And then the last example is athletic wear for women doesn't account for different body types. So you can create inclusive athletic wear with multiple size options. All right, so identify the problem, and you can do this by doing market research, surveying current customers, and looking at some of your best-selling items and things like that. Let's talk about clear positioning in the market. All right, the fatal mistake is describing what your product is instead of what it does. So the wrong positioning would be minimalist basics. The right positioning would be affordable minimalist basics for millennial professionals. Another wrong positioning could be premium streetwear, and then the right positioning to that would be premium streetwear for Gen Z sneaker enthusiasts. Sustainable athletic wear, wrong positioning. Right positioning, sustainable athletic wear for environmentally conscious fitness enthusiasts. Don't just list features. Start describing the specific problem you solve and the exact outcome your customer gets. Make them see the transformation. All right, we talked about this. People buy transformation, not product. So customer feedback validates demand. I definitely recommend doing this, as well as some market research. So going back to the earlier phone example, the iPhone had customers camping outside stores, talking about it obsessively and upgrading every year. Okay, so your clothing brand needs this same level of validated demand before scaling. Now, once you've proven product market fit, you want to focus on creating amazing content. Now, content, I'll put it 3 times because it's so important for your business today. Why does content matter? It's the bridge between your brand and your customers. So in ecom, visuals equals trust, desirability, and brand value. Without good content, your ads just don't convert, and organic posts will not grow. So take this as an example. Which store are you more likely to go in if you just see it on the street? You're probably more likely to go into the one on the left because it's very nice, well put together, aesthetically pleasing, versus the one on the right with, holes in the window. I would be scared to go in there, honestly. So this is exactly how people see your brand online. So you need to focus on making your content more aesthetically pleasing so more people trust your brand and they're more likely to buy. Let's talk about organic versus paid. Neither are free, okay? You're either paying with your time or paying with your money. Now, organic content takes time and consistency. You can build brand authority and loyalty. You're able to nurture your audience for future sales and create community-based growth. With paid content, you're able to reach new cold audiences faster, gather data quickly, is more predictable at scale, and you're able to boost best performing organic posts. Now let's talk about the content pyramid. So this is going to consist of 3 different types of content. We have branding content, which is your mission, the vibe, the visuals, So for example, lifestyle photos, brand aesthetic feeds, and then you have connection content. So this is relatable, engaging content. For example, founder stories, behind the scenes. And then you have your sales content. So this is product showcases, offers, testimonials. For example, limited drops and promo codes. Going through branding content, this content is all about presentation and how you present your brand to the world. It gives people an idea of your mission and the vibe of your brand. All right, so here's some examples. We got Aloe, Patagonia, Represent, Clo. This is all examples of branding content. Very nice aesthetic, sticky as soon as you go to the page. You're able to tell the vibe of the brand just from the content. Then we have connection content. This content is about connecting with your audience, being transparent, and building community. So we have Gymshark, Girlfriend Collective, and Road Vision. So you can see here, founder stories from Gymshark, behind the scenes content, and body positivity posts with Girlfriend Collective. And then for Road Vision, goes through their founder story in a carousel post. And lastly, sales content. This is all about selling the product, nothing more, nothing less. All right, we got Fashion Nova, Shein. I'm sure you guys see all they do is just sell their product, and they're in Road Vision. Right. Now, brand aesthetic is super important. The visual consistency builds trust. You want to make sure you choose your brand colors, the font, the filters, and just use that across everything. All right, throughout your ads, your emails, your website, posts, everything, okay? Keep your vibe consistent. Know if you want to do edgy, streetwear, some dark aesthetics, very bright, earth tones, things like that. So you want to keep your feed cohesive, just like the examples that I showed with Aloe and Represent. And then some posts and content ideas is product flat lays, model shots or videos, try on hauls, UGC, styling tips, founder story, packaging experiences, trending reels, TikToks adapted to brand. Content posting schedule could be 1 post daily. You could do 3 to 5 stories daily, 3 to 7 videos weekly for TikTok, YouTube 1 to 2 videos weekly, Pinterest 5 to 10 pins daily, right? Just depends on what social media platform you're using. My main 2 are Instagram and TikTok, so just making sure you have a schedule for that. And then content performance tracking, so monitoring the follower growth. All right, you want to aim for 5 to 10% monthly, track your engagement rate, analyze top performing content themes. Then you want to A to B test your videos versus photos. All right, so content for growth, you want to make sure you utilize influencers, paid ads, paid promo, telling your story, and mixing educational, entertaining, and sales content. Now let's get into offer architecture. All right, an offer is not your product. An offer is the complete promise of transformation delivered through your product. All right, so understanding the psychology behind offers is very important. Your customers don't buy clothing, they buy the transformation. Once again, like I said, they buy the transformation they believe your clothing will give them. All right, so they're buying confidence, they're buying status, comfort, self-expression, or belonging to a community. So some product versus offer examples: premium cotton t-shirt, $45. The offer could be the confidence tee. Look and feel confident in any situation. Premium cotton that stays sharp all day, plus a styling guide and a 30-day confidence guarantee for $45. All right, it's more value stacked, a lot better than just saying I have a premium cotton shirt for $45. Okay. Same thing for athletic leggings with side pockets, $65. The everything leggings from gym to grocery store without changing, high performance fabric, plus a foam pocket, plus styling tips for 5 different looks for $65. And then we have a premium cotton t-shirt, $45. You can make this into a bundle where if they buy more, you incentivize them for that. So 2 premium cotton t-shirts for $75 is another offer. So there are many different types of offers. Some are more explicit than others. In fact, everything is an offer at some level. Okay, so even luxury brands have an implicit offer. So think Hermes, join a ultra exclusive club of Birkin owners. Supreme, be part of the culture before it sells out. Basic tees, get quality basics without the premium price. So let's talk a little bit more about these different type of offers. So level 1 is a no explicit offer. Some examples are premium cotton t-shirt for $45, new collection now available, shop our latest drop. So this is just defining the product and the price. Okay, so this usually only works if you have a luxury positioning, you're an established brand, or there's a lot of product scarcity and exclusivity, or you have a loyal customer base. So with level 2, this is a soft value proposition. Some examples are the perfect fit t-shirt for $45, ethically made, globally inspired, designed for your lifestyle. Now this is the product plus the implicit benefit. This usually works when your brand is premium but doesn't have a luxury positioning. You have a clear target customer and there's moderate competition. With level 3, this is a clear offer structure. So examples is 2 for $50, complete your basics, free shipping on order 75 and above, 30-day perfect fit guarantee. So this is the product plus the explicit value and a risk reduction. When to use when it's competitive markets, new customer acquisition, e-commerce online sales, and price sensitive customers. And then lastly, we have level 4. So this is a full transformation promise. Now you won't see this a lot with apparel brands, but you will see this with some e-commerce brands across other niches, but you could also, test this out. So examples could be the Confidence Collection, transform your wardrobe, 30 days to your best style, complete system from gym to street, the only outfit you'll need. So this is the product plus the emotional transformation plus the system. All right, so when to use this is if there's high competition, complex customer journey, higher price points, you're building brand community, and then customer education is needed. So for the complete offer framework, every irresistible offer contains these 5 elements: the product, the promise, the proof, the price, and the urgency. All right, so an example is for the product, oversized graphic hoodie, promise, join the culture, don't just follow it, proof, sold out 3 times, restocked by demand, price, the hoodie, $180. And then you could put this in a bundle too. So you have pants for $160, accessories $80, make it a $420 value, and then put it in a bundle for $320, and they're able to save $100, and then create some urgency with no more restocks. So other clear offers, this is something that you might see all the time across brands, is buy X, get Y free, get a free accessory with the purchase of X, free tees with shipping on the back end, 2 for $50 tees, 2 for 30 tees, etc., 2 for 80 hoodies, 2 leggings for $30, percentage off site wide, everything a certain price, for example, everything $30, and then percentage off for X minutes. All right, so example of that could be 30% off for 30 minutes. Understand that offers are tools. Use them when they serve your strategy, skip them when they don't. But always be clear about the value you're providing, whether that's explicitly stated or implied through positioning. Now let's get into website optimization. All right, so your website is your digital storefront that is open 24/7. Make sure it's converting visitors into customers at maximum efficiency. All right, so here's why it makes or break your scaling efforts. Let's look at scenario 1. You have a poor website with a 1.5% conversion rate. Let's say you have 10,000 monthly visitors, 150 customers per month, and a $50 average order value. All right, your revenue will be $7,500 a month versus scenario 2, where you have an optimized website. You have a 4% conversion rate, 10,000 monthly visitors. So this is the same amount of traffic, 400 customers per month, a $65 average order value, and you get a revenue of $26,000 a month. All right, so this is the same traffic, but 247% more revenue. This is why successful brands obsess over website optimization before they actually scale their ads. All right, so Shopify automatically shows you what your conversion rate is. If you don't understand how to calculate it, it's just the number of purchases divided by the number of visitors times 100. All right, so if I have 5,000 monthly visitors, 150 purchases, conversion rate would be 3%. So you want to aim for at least a 2% conversion rate. That's really the industry average. Anything over that is amazing. Anything less than that, you want to work on optimizing. All right, so let's go through some homepage optimization elements. And I'm going to fly through this because it's just very long. So I want to just hit on the important parts of optimizing your homepage. I will do a separate video on optimizing your website in full. All right, so your homepage has 3 seconds to convince visitors to stay. So you want to have above the fold critical elements, which is a simple, clear navigation menu. You want a visible logo with trust and recognition, product focus hero banner, strong call to action there as well. All right, and then you will have trust and social proof section with customer reviews, any press mentions if you have it, influencers in your product, payment and security badges, and then shipping and return information. Then product discovery section, you want to have your best sellers collection, new arrivals, shop by category. And then lastly, you'll have your footer section. All right, so this is the about us page, contact information, and then all of your legal and policy pages. So let's get into product page optimization. Your product page is where decisions are made. Okay, so great layout to follow is high quality product images, 6 to 8 minimum. So you want to have your main product shot, which could be a studio shot with a white or light gray background, the model wearing the item in multiple angles, detailed shots, styling shots, size fit reference images, and zoomable functionality. Then you want to have your product information tabs with the description, size guide, material and care instructions, model measurements, shipping and return details, and customer reviews section. You want interactive elements. If you have different colors, you can have a color pattern swatches, size selection with availability, quantity selector, and add to cart button shall always be visible. More conversion tips is urgency and scarcity. So you can have stock level indicators like only 3 left, limited time offers, some seasonal availability messaging like if it's Black Friday or Christmas. You want to have cross-sell and upsells. You want to have risk reduction. So make sure you have your size guide, free return exchange policy. And then you want to have social proof. So customer review display with the photo reviews from customers in the FAQ section. Another important thing is you want to make sure the website performance is good. So mobile optimization is touch friendly, large tappable buttons, simplified navigation on mobile. Page speed optimization, you want to make sure it loads under 3 seconds. All the images are compressed, which Shopify does a good job of doing this for you. All the payment options available. So buy now, pay later, like Afterpay and Klarna. Apple Pay, Google Pay, guest checkout options, secure payment processing, and then checkout optimization. So you don't want to lose customers at the finish line. So you want to have a streamlined flow and make it as easy and simple as possible for people to check out. So maximum 3 steps to completion. You want a progress indicator showing the steps, guest checkout option available, and autofill capabilities. For the cart optimization, I always say have the slide out cart functionality instead of when they click add to cart, taking them to a cart page. That's just one extra step. Easy quantity adjustments, remove items easily, shipping calculator, right? All those different things. And then trust signals and abandonment recovery. Now, website speed optimization, every second of your load time costs you 7% in conversion. So you want to make sure, like I said, it's under 3%. You want to make sure you use JPEG for photography. That'll give you smaller file sizes. PNG for your logos to keep it crisp. And lazy loading implementation, which a lot of the newer themes on Shopify already have implemented. For code optimization, just remove any apps that you're not using, because every time you add an app, it injects more code onto the website, makes the website a lot slower. These are some speed testing tools you can use to test the speed of your website. Google Page Speed is one that I use a lot. And then mobile optimization priority. So 60% of your traffic is mobile, even more than that now. So optimize accordingly. You want to make sure everything's touch friendly. You have a mobile specific features, and then performance on mobile, like I said, under 3-second load time. All right, so your website is the foundation of everything else. You get this right first, then scale your traffic. Okay, a 1% improvement in conversion rate can mean thousands in additional monthly revenue. Now let's talk about traffic. Organic traffic is the foundation of any sustainable clothing brand because it builds genuine brand equity and creates loyal customers who convert at higher rates. So the key organic channels for fashion brands are social media, search engine optimization, and email marketing sometimes, but really I mean, you're paying, even though it's very, very low cost, maybe like 10 cents to $1. All right. Paid traffic allows you to reach new targeted audiences quickly and scale successful campaigns predictably. The primary paid channels for clothing brands are Meta, Google Ads, TikTok ads, and influencer partnerships. Okay, so now that our website is optimized, our goal is to generate as much traffic to our website as possible. So getting into our paid strategy, we talked a lot about content earlier. Now we're going to utilize a lot of this content that we use organically to start to amplify through paid ads. I like to use Meta. So first thing you want to do is have your Meta Business Manager set up. Then you want to create your Facebook pixel. If you don't know what a Facebook pixel is, it's a piece of code on your website that allows Facebook to track user behavior, to find similar high quality customers, and optimize ad delivery to people most likely to convert. Then you want to make sure you create your ad account, connect your Facebook page and Instagram account, and then connect Shopify through the Conversions API. All right. Now getting into ad creatives, like I said, this should be something that you test organically before running as an ad. These are some of the ads that I've ran for clothing brands that I work with that has performed very well. For campaign structure, you want to have a CBO at $50 to $100 a day. You have multiple ad sets under there. Under each ad set, you want to have one specific ad concept and multiple variations of that ad concept. So you can see under ad set 1, we have ad 1 with concept 1, and then we have ad 2 with concept 1. All right, so same concept, whether that's an unboxing video, for example. So I'll have different variations. Maybe I change the hook. Maybe I change the person that's doing the unboxing. All right, but you want to keep the concepts grouped together and then just different variations under each. For ad set 2, like I said, we have ad 1, concept 2, and then ad 3, we have concept 3 and multiple variations of that. Some testing best practices is running 6 to 8 ads per test campaign, allowing 3 to 7 days for initial data collection, focusing on your CTR, your CPC, and ROAS metrics, and then a minimum of $50 to $100 spend per ad before decisions. All right, keep your winning ads running while testing new variations. So let's talk a little bit about metrics. These are some of the important metrics that I pay attention to, which is your CTR or click-through rate. This indicates how engaging your ad is. So you want to have your CTR above 1%. CPC, or your cost per click, measures your cost efficiency. So you want to have your CPC less than $1. And then your conversion rate tracks how many visitors take action. I like this above 1.5 to 2%. And then CPA is a very, very important metric. One of the most important metrics I like to look at. So this is going to be your average order value minus your average product cost of goods, including shipping. And then you want to find what your target is, whether you want a 20%, 30% profit margin. So then you want to just keep your cost per purchase below this target. And then your ROAS is just your return on ad spend. All right. So let's talk a little bit about scaling. Once you find a winning ad, you want to wait 3 days. Ask yourself, is your CPA less than your target? If so, then you'll increase the budget by 20% and then wait another 3 days. And then if that keeps going, you just keep increasing the budget by 20%. But if your CPA isn't less than your target, then you want to check, is it at break even? If not, then you would just decrease the budget by 20%. And if so, you would just do nothing and just wait another 3 days and see what happens. All right, you just keep following this in a loop. So you're either increasing the budget or you're decreasing the budget by 20%, or just waiting another 3 days to see what happens after. Now let's talk about nurture and retention. So why does every business need data? Because you can't grow what you don't track. All right, data helps you sell more, spend less, and build loyalty. Most businesses focus only on getting the first sale, but the real money is made in retention. It costs 5 times more to acquire a new customer than to actually retain one. Email and SMS equals 30 to 50% of revenue when done right. So I like to look at this customer journey stage, where I know the first stage is awareness, so people become aware of your brand. Then they actually consider buying from you. And then if they like what they see, they actually purchase from you. You give them quality service, and then they become a loyal customer. All right, so let's talk a little bit about website and data collection. So I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of these pop-ups when you go to an e-commerce website. This is This gives you the ability to collect an email and a phone number, but you have to give them some sort of incentive. All right, so whether that's 10% off, a free sticker, a free shirt, exclusive drops, whatever it is, just make sure you have some sort of offer in exchange for their email and their phone number. All right. So that's one way to collect data. The other way is here when they actually check out, and this is going to be the best way because you actually got them as a customer. Now it's time to get them to purchase again. So that little button that says keep me up to date on news and offers, this will allow you to actually collect their email or their phone number. So like I said, traffic sources, you funnel visitors from paid ads, organic traffic, and affiliates to your website. Then you have a sign-up form, which is essential for data collection through Klaviyo or PostScript. Great conversion is 8 to 12%, a good conversion is 5 to 8%, and a poor conversion is below 3%. So then we have our email and text flows, and this is the way we're going to nurture our potential customers who haven't purchased yet. What are email flows? Flows are a series of emails that goes out after a particular trigger occurs. The triggers could be actions like site activity, purchases, cart additions, or product views that initiate automated email sequences. And then the purpose is to engage customers at critical moments in their journey to generate additional revenue. So first we have our welcome flow. This is going to be a series of emails sent after someone opts into your email using a sign-up form. So the first one would be immediately after they actually sign up, and you want to congratulate them for signing up, provide coupon code, and build anticipation. So keep this under 50 words. The second one is going to be a brand story from the founder with storytelling. Third one is going to be promoting bestsellers with subtle code reminder. And then emails 4 to 10 is just a mix of value content and selling with final urgency reminder about the code. Then you have your abandoned cart and checkout flow. Now these are going to be different. All right. So one is when they abandon the cart and one is when they abandon the checkout. So understand that these are different. Like I said, it's triggered when a customer adds a product to cart but doesn't complete purchase, or if a customer checks out but doesn't complete purchase. So these can be very similar in the content that you send. Email 1 is going to be a short reminder to purchase with FAQs. Email 2 is going to be a discount code with 2-day expiration. Email 3 is going to be that code reminder with the FAQ. And emails 4 and 5 is any objection handling, social proof, and final urgency. All right, then we have post-purchase flow. This is a series of emails sent after a customer completes a purchase, designed to build loyalty and encourage additional purchases. So you'll have your thank you. This is an immediate message from the founder explaining how the purchase helps achieve brand vision. The second email is going to be a value add, so tips on how to best use the purchase product. And then third is cross-selling. So recommend complimentary products with a discount code. Then we have our browse abandonment. This is triggered when someone views a product but leaves without adding to cart or purchasing. So email 1 is a simple nudge, a brief reminder to check out the product again with FAQs. Email 2 is product benefits, ask if they want the product and highlight key benefits. And email 3 is detailed FAQs, so address common questions about the specific product. Then we have our win back flow, so target customers who haven't purchased in 6 months to re-engage them. So email 1 is going to be a light reminder that it's been a while with bestseller recommendations. Email 2 may be a 15% discount saying we missed you and a special offer. Email 3 is a discount reminder, follow up with slight urgency. And then email 4 is a 24-hour notice, final urgency that discounts expires in 24 hours. Our VIP customer flows is a little more advanced, so I'm not going to really go through this one. Sunset unengaged flow is triggered when subscribers haven't opened emails for 120 days straight. So this uses controversial subject lines to re-engage inactive subscribers. Keep this email short and emotional. The email should acknowledge their lack of engagement, ask them to check out products, include links to bestsellers page, and create emotional connection. Some additional strategic flows is bounce back flow, back in stock flow, order status flow, and purchase anniversary flows. So aside from flows, you also want to make sure you send out campaigns. So some campaign nurturing content types could be reviews, showing social proof from satisfied customers, FAQs, addressing common objections and questions, UGC, customer appreciation and testimonials, and campaigns, which are just basic deals, new drops, and value adding content. So not every email needs to be a sell. You want to make sure you provide value relevant to your niche. All right, so I always use this example. If I have a mental health brand, I could send out an email one day that's just 5 tips on how to boost your mental health. All right, and lastly is scaling. Once you master the fundamentals, scaling is about amplifying what's working and building a loyal community for sustainable long-term growth. So to amplify what's working, you want data-driven scaling. So identify the highest performing ads, content, and customer segments. Systematic ad scaling, so 20 to 50% of the budget increases while maintaining your ROAS targets. Content amplification, double down on successful formats and topics. And strategic platform expansion, so mastering one channel before expanding to similar ones. Now, lastly, you want to build community for long-term growth. So that could be exclusive experiences, so events that you hold, VIP programs, behind the scenes access, and then user-generated content systems, loyalty and referral programs, which could be points programs and tier-based benefits, genuine community connections, so private groups where customers can connect with each other, partnership strategies, which is collaborations that introduce your brand to new communities, and then customer experience excellence, so going above and beyond to create loyal customers. So look, the information in this free course genuinely has the power to completely change the growth of your clothing brand for the better. So I hope you went through all of this, got to the end with a bunch of notes and got some value from it. At this point, you have 2 options. You could try and implement all of this yourself, spending the time, money, and headache of figuring all this out step by step, and all the problems you will 100% face if you're doing this for the first time, or get help from someone who's already done this for dozens of clothing brands and can implement everything for you. Look, I personally help brands like Bodyworks go from 20K months to 100K months implementing this exact strategy. And the difference between the brands that succeed and the ones that fail isn't the strategy. You just got the strategy for free, it's the execution. Most clothing brands try to do this themselves and end up wasting thousands in ad spend, testing the wrong creatives, targeting the wrong audience, and making rookie mistakes that kill their ROAS. That's why I want you to click the first link in the description to apply for my Done For You integrated scaling system specifically designed for clothing brands. This is for clothing brands that want me and my team to handle everything: the pixel setup, the campaign structure, creative testing, the scaling, the email flows, everything, so you can focus on what you do best, which is running your brand. Now, we've helped dozens of clothing brands scale past 100K months using this exact system, and we can help do the same for you. So if you're tired of struggling with ads that don't convert, if you want to finally break through to consistent 100K months, and if you want a team of experts handling your entire marketing systems, click the first link in the description right now. Make sure to like this video so you can easily find it again. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on scaling fashion brands with Facebook ads, and I'll see you again soon.